It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And now a fumble. The ball's out. It's going the other way. Not only a fumble loss there, but a fumble lost on your first drive in your own territory.
Now you're dealing with a lot of stuff here because you feel bad going off the field because you gave up the football. How does your own defense feel now having to go out there and stop them when the momentum is clearly shifted in their favor?
Opening minute, and already a trip to the red zone. They have a 1st and 10 at the 13-yard line. And power running here down to the 6-yard line. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
With that run, double-check my math, yes, he has hit 8,000 career rushing yards.
And that's fantastic. That means he's now approaching the top 50 all-time rushers in NFL history. That means he just sped past Terrell Davis, who's in the Hall of Fame. And now he's just got to go ahead and be strong and run hard because he's chasing down Larry Zonka.
It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 4 coming up. He'll look to throw. All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked by Ronnie Harrison. And a super return as he gets us all the way down inside the 25-yard line. So a first interception thrown for him there, and that really not the best decision either.
Not at all, and that's something he did not do in their victory last week. No interceptions in that game, but this defense, they're able to take advantage of an early mistake. Now let's see if they're going to turn it into points.
On the ground, this is Saquon Barkley, and he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. Now a play fake. Rodgers eluding the pressure right. The ball comes out, but this will fortunately wind up out of bounds. CD, that's the 2nd time this half they've put it on the carpet. Now, the first one they lost. Good news here, it doesn't cost them.
They do say that things even out in the course of a ball game. So you mentioned they lost the first one. This time, able to retain possession, but they can't get into this habit. The ball can't continue to go on the ground.
And a dangerous throw there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
Receiver coaches preach to their guys all the time. Separation, that's what's going to make the play successful. That time there was very little, and I think they were actually fortunate that it was only knocked away and not intercepted.
On 4th down, Joe Judge makes the decision. They're going for it. They'll run with Barkley. Oh, and I think he went backward. He did. Saquon Barkley denied on 4th down. And as a result, possession switches hands. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And that is going to be pulled in one-handed. Wow. And a huge play that time.
Well, he's been doing this for a lot of years with the arm strength still there, and he showed it off on that one.
And that's how you start a drive, because you know they had this play in their back pocket, waiting for the right time to unleash it. And boy, did they pick the right opportunity. Unleashed it big time, and that was also a big-time throw.
They'll set up the screen here to Akers. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. A completion, yes, but certainly not what they wanted. A loss of a full 6 yards. Second and 16. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
An An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Again, he'll drop to throw. And they're going to get him. He's sacked back around the 28. Raekwon Davis able to get him down behind the line of scrimmage, and it will be fourth down. The kick by Bass is good. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well, and kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And on that last drive, went for it on fourth, turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on fourth down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here, because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3, and that's exactly what happened.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL, so when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20-point score gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Throwing is Rodgers on third down. That one caught by Tyreek Hill. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. A first down carry for Barkley. Some tough running, but it only gets him to the 45. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. From the gun, it's Rodgers. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 36. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. So the interception there, and Charles, I'd imagine that's something you can maybe live with in December, but not come January.
And I love how you make the distinction there. You're talking about regular season versus the postseason, the playoffs. Because these guys, they've already clinched a playoff spot, but they know, looking ahead, when they get into the postseason, they've got to take better care of the football, because turnovers in that situation, they really become magnified.
And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. A good run, got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. A give, running right is Akers. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. Well, this defense for the Giants, they were very good in the win over Dallas a week ago.
Yeah, what stood out to me on tape, the way they were flying to the football. So that tells me that they've got all their assignments down, and they're playing with extreme confidence.
They'll try and run for this with Akers. And Akers, he is not going to get there. They mark him short of the first. Tough sledding. They lose a yard there on 3rd. On 4th down, ready to punt, Michael Dixon. Back deep is Tyreek Hill. He only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. Now this is going to carry well into the end zone for a touchback. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Now Saquon Barkley. And he'll be down at the 46. So they go from 146 to the other on a pickup of 8. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. On 2nd and 2, Rodgers. That's complete to Tony.
A little football 101 there. You just see the receiver try to run down the defender, meaning he goes right at him and really trying to move him a little bit towards the center of the field so he can put his foot in the ground and break to the out, to the sideline, and make a catch.
He's got the first down here inside the 30. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They'll try the right side here. Barkley. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. On play action, it's Rodgers. And a quick throw here, that's complete. It's a 9-yard pickup on the play, and just like that, it's 3rd down. Saquon Barkley running right. And they're going to lose some on this play. Being knocked back to the 18. A rough go there on 3rd down, a loss of 4. So it looks like the offense isn't going anywhere. They're going to go for it on 4th and 7. On play action, now Rodgers. Open man, he's got him. It's Tony for a giant touchdown. Kadarius Toney, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Giants have taken the lead. Point after, right down the middle. And that makes it a 7-3 lead. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
2nd down at 4.
They'll look to throw.
That's into the hands of Akers, complete.
And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a 1st down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
He'll take a shot for the end zone. And it's caught. Touchdown. touchdown on the air. And the Caps are able to move back in front. Quite a show of arm strength right there. That was in the air for a long time, and it was on target, too. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And the lead is now 10-7. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments. I like what they did there because many of the deep throws we see in the course of a game come to the outside, the perimeter of the field. In this case, they used the slot receiver to run deep downfield and tried to connect that way. Unsuccessful in that attempt, but I like what they were doing.
Meanwhile, Rodgers' throw caught by Tony. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. The Giants on third down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. He's got Slayton on the slant. And they're going to get him down well short of the first as he can only get this to the 30. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down. On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
And he can't get away from the pressure. The Giants get there. Raekwon Davis, the defensive tackle, getting in there for a loss of 5. 2 minutes remaining in the first half. 10-7, our score. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. A big connection on that one. 33 yards.
Already over 1,000 yards receiving this season. That catch is just going to add to his total. Certainly not resting on his laurels. He's trying to continue to gain as many yards as possible and continue this big season.
And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there. Well, CD, a lot of times like to separate speed and quickness, and they've got a back that's both. We know that he's fast in the open field, but, man, his first step is so quick, too.
It is something, isn't it? Because you think of that type of speed getting to the perimeter and turning upfield, but also when you run those inside runs, he can get into the secondary so fast the linebackers don't have a chance to react.
2nd and 6. On the handoff, running left is Akers. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1. Now another timeout called for by the offense as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. And I see an extra defensive back on the field. Little surprise here on 3rd and 1. They'll give this to Akers running right. He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half. The kick by Bass is good. And the lead stretches to 6 here. It's 13-7. No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And with 25 seconds to go, we'll see how they want to play this. On first down, Rodgers. He dumps it off to Barkley. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds.
Remember, on their last drive, they had that pass play for a touchdown, and here they come out firing again. This play's not quite as good in the end result, but still good enough for a quick first down.
Rodgers' throw taken in by Slayton. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
That ball caught by Slayton. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Darius Slayton in the final seconds of the first half. And the Giants have tied it here, and they can take the lead if they hit the PAT. Extra point right down the middle. And that will give them the lead here as we get on towards halftime. Maybe time for one play on offense. 7 seconds to go in the half as the kick is away. Taken from about the 12. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line.
At their own 23-yard line.
They'll throw now on the final play. He sets to fire deep. And that is incomplete. So we come upon halftime here with the visiting Giants out on top. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. A one-point game through 2 quarters as we get rolling here in the second half. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29.
At their own 29-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And they're still very much in this game, although they do trail. What's the game plan, Charles, for the second half?
It might be a little counterintuitive because most people will think losing equals passing the ball more, but I'd establish the running game. They kind of went away from it in the first half. I think if they get back in balance, it'll help them when they put the ball back in the air.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, You really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard on the play, so now they need 3 yards on 3rd down. On play action, they'll throw. Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. Picked by Ronnie Harrison. And the Giants are going to have it here at their own 15. First possession of the 3rd quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is, because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's a perfect word for it, precise, because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
Rodgers now on 1st down. A quick slant to Hill. 7 yards the pick up there. On 2nd down, here's Barkley. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. 45 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries.
Yeah, once more, strong running, excellent blocking at the point of attack. They've got a nice little drive brewing right here.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. On the run, it's Barkley. And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield. So the 1st down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12. They fake the give. Now Rodgers steps away. Left sideline, a dive, and it looks like he's got it.
I felt that one all the way up here. How about that big man laying out and making that catch?
Yeah, that wasn't a 180-pound wideout. That was a tight end. This will be play number 7 on the drive. 3rd and a yard. Play action. Now it's Rodgers. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Oh, that's got to frustrate him a little bit because they nearly got to him there, and it would have been the first sack of the game. Instead, they're able to influence the release, and they did force the incomplete pass.
Feeling like they're not quite in field goal range yet. They're going to go for it on 4th. Now it's Rodgers. He is going to find Hill here. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers. And that is caught. He's got it for a giant touchdown. Darius Slayton with his second touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. And the Giants are able to add on to their lead. Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead is up to 8. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate, and of course they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them.
Rush coming, and he's taken down. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down. Now back to throw. Wide open receiver complete. And he's able to get this one all the way past the 30.
Obviously, this has not been a banner game throwing the football. So what you got to do, you got to kind of down focus, don't you think? Find the tight end, take some easier completions.
The interception last drive. There he hits the reliable target. Oh, an absolutely filthy juke. He's got some space now. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. Back now in Columbus. And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. On first down, they'll stay with Akers on the ground. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. 83 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. So the drive takes him into Giants territory now, 1st and 10 at the 38. He'll drop to throw. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete.
Certainly looked like someone was very confident in his ability to fit that one in. I would say he was overconfident because there wasn't a whole lot of separation there. Had that one covered pretty well downfield and knocked it away.
And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked by Ronnie Harrison. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he will bring it back. It's a pick six and a Giants touchdown. Oh, that's about as tough as they come. You're driving to try to put the ball in the end zone and tie the game, and that happens.
It's exciting for us, wasn't it? Because we were thinking, hey, we might be headed towards overtime. Instead, it looks like this one may very well be done. And guess what? If you're a fantasy owner and you have that defense, you just had a big, big game, didn't you?
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. The return man down to a knee, and this will come out to the 25-yard line. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And we'll see if they can band back together after the pick six. It hurt badly, but still within striking distance. A two-score game with a good chunk of time on the clock. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. They'll look to throw here. Looking underneath, he's got Akers. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35.
Good yardage on the completion there. And when they look at the scoreboard, they do understand a field goal is not going to do them any good. My guess, they're going to press the ball downfield as far as possible, try and throw it into the end zone and get a score because they know they've got to get that done and get the ball back as quickly as possible.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. He'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there, and it's second down.
Defensively on the previous play, they gave up a pretty good chunk of yardage, but right there, they got a good portion of it right back.
And if we just flip it around from the offensive perspective, took a nice step forward, and how about a couple of leaps backwards after that play? They've got to figure out a big call coming up here to try and gain that yardage back.
They'll look to throw here on first down. Looking deep downfield. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, fourth quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. Here's a run with Akers on second down.
Takes to midfield, but no further. Just a yard there. The offense on third down, they've had their troubles. Just 1 for 6. This is 3rd and 9. That one caught by Carter. And he takes it down deep into enemy territory. It's a big play there on third down.
A very nice job right there, working the middle of the field, able to create some separation, and then utilize it to not just make the catch, but turn upfield once he got the ball in his hands.
And he's going to press this one forward as they stop him right around the 1. 2nd and goal from the 1.
Akers again.
And he is into the end zone for a touchdown.
Cam Akers.
His 17th touchdown now on the season.
And the Caps are able to cut into that deficit. So this now a 9-point difference. You figure the book here says kick the extra point, make it a 1-score game.
Now, you and I have seen coaches get overly aggressive in this spot, but I agree with you. Kick it here and get back within a score.
All right, now a big 2-point conversion attempt still to come.
It's a run with Akers.
But he will not get into the end zone, and that one hurts as it will remain a 2-score game here in the 4th. 2 scores down, 3 timeouts left. Still a chance if they can somehow get this one back. And this is going to be covered up by the Giants. Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we've brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game.
There he goes, left side. Touchdown, Giants. Saquon Barkley with touchdown number 23 here on the year.
And the Giants add on to their lead, and they are also closing in on a 5th straight victory.
Rodgers will throw for it, and he's got it. So the 2-point conversion is good, and they add on to their 4th quarter lead. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
And this will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive.
Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. Just too much to handle.
And the ball is knocked out, and the Giants have it. It's picked up.
Oh, boy, you ain't got no feet.
And this is taken into the end zone. A fumble recovery and a Giants touchdown. Huge, huge play by the defense, not only to force the fumble, obviously, but to return it for a touchdown.
And I know it's no fun for anyone who plays offense, but isn't it fun to see how a defense rallies when there's a fumble return and everyone tries to find someone to block and bring it all the way home?
I always like their celebrations because they don't get there that often.
No, they're not choreographed very well usually.
And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return.
And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22.
22-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue.
It got his man, complete. Touchdown. A great play there. 78 yards.
And the Cavs are able to make some inroads here to that deficit.
Now the offense will stay out there. They're going to line up and try for two. They'll look to throw to the goal line, but it's incomplete. Tough there. Good pass. Hit the hands. He just couldn't bring it in.
And every receiver's coach everywhere. Seeing that play, focus, focus, focus. Watch it all the way in and tuck it away.
And this is going to be covered up by the Giants. Now they're down big here in the fourth. They had to try the onside kick. Can't fault them for the effort at least.
No, you can't at all. And if nothing else, now you've put something that you're trying to practice, right, that you've worked on into a game situation, and now you can go back and dissect it. So if you need it again sometime, maybe you'll find a better way to do it. But, yeah, this game's pretty much done for them.
They'll run on first down. Barkley. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they? It looks like they're headed towards a big, big number. But 20 was the threshold because that kept them in the ball game and kept the pressure off of their own offense.
He didn't seem in a rush. I guess they just didn't know where the play clock was.
I think you're right about that because there was no hurried movements there, right? No up-tempo at all. Clock just ran out. I think he was as surprised as maybe his bench was.
On play action, Rodgers rolling to his left.
On the throw, let him too much that time. It's incomplete.
They certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
The Giants on third down, just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 10. Now a play fake. Rodgers. And he comes back with one complete. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. Down under 2 minutes to go in this football game. So it's Giants football here as we welcome you back. And the scoreboard on their side, they're just looking to melt away these final couple of minutes and put this one in the left-hand column. Here's a run on first down that won't even get back to the line of scrimmage. He will lose a yard, 2nd and 11.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Running again with Barkley on 2nd down.
And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with 65 seconds remaining. The last 2 plays each lose a yard. They'll try to move forward here on 3rd and 12. From the gun, it's Rodgers. And he'll get this into the hands of Hill, complete. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on 3rd down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line.
And even 100 yards rushing now for the NFL leader coming into this ball game.
Starting to become a tough spot for this defense. You're down 4th quarter, looking a little fatigued maybe on that side of the ball.
Partner, we've seen this before, haven't we? Because every coach we've ever talked to says body language is important. And now you're seeing guys with their hands on their hips, they're bent over, hands on their knees. And the offensive guys are just saying, let's just keep running it out, and we've got them now. Partner, one thing I was lousy at growing up, track and field, I could never anticipate the start before a race, but how about that backer? He figured it out, jumped the count, and turned it into a really nice play for his defense.
And he will have the first down before he's brought down at the 3. And the clock will now stop as a timeout is called with 5 seconds left. Rodgers looking to throw. Sliding out of the pocket. And this is going to be intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And he will be out of bounds here with zeros on the clock as this ball game is over. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory, and the defense